Resolution, DPI versus PPI. By default, screens are black and paper is white. This fundamental difference is the reason you need to consider different color profiles when you design for digital output versus print output. Paper is also measured in inches rather than pixels. Therefore, you measure the finished project in inches and determine the image quality in pixels, or dots, per inch. This pixel density, how many pixels per inch, of an image is called its resolution, and it's crucial that you set it properly when working for print. Note: DPI and PPI both mean the number of colored points that make up the image. PPI, pixels per inch, is normally used when working digitally, and DPI is normally used to describe images on paper. They usually add up to the same thing, and a lot of us use them interchangeably. When you're working on a monitor for a project that is meant to be printed professionally, it can get confusing. To make things simpler and more consistent, industry standards exist for print output. Unless told otherwise, you can assume that images created for print will need to be in the CMYK color space with a resolution of 240 to 300 dots per inch, or DPI. On a monitor, think of it as PPI. Even when a document is measured in centimeters, the resolution is defined in terms of PPI. This is a critical setting when initially setting up your document because images don't scale up well. If an image starts with a screen resolution of 72 ppi, which is a lot of the stuff you get on the internet, the image will have less than 25% of the resolution necessary for it to print accurately. Scaling up to a higher PPI will result in a fuzzy, poor quality image when printed because there's no data to fill in for the extra pixels you are trying to create, and the computer just fills the space in the best it can. For example, the left image began as a 300 DPI and it looks good. The other began as a 72 DPI, and at actual size it gets pretty blurry. When you take the 72 DPI image and force it to be larger, the results are not good, as shown on the right. The skin is blotchy, the eye is fuzzy, and it generally looks pretty crappy.